Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on the ice, ASTV Thursday night, 6 o'clock edition. I'm your host, Leo Tetkulek. As always, thanks for joining us. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Toby Hockey, Pilot Mountain Hockey Academy, Case Financial Group, and, of course, Dope Spoke Fuels. Tonight's guest, he's been on the show a couple times, but in a different jersey. We first found out about this Duncan, BC native when he was playing for the Pilot Mountain Hockey Academy Buffaloes. He is the U17 CSSHL champion for another week until they crown a new one in Penticton. But our guest tonight, Tynan Ewart, has now traded that Buffalo jersey in for a Battleford North Star jersey with the Saskatchewan Junior Hockey League. Tynan's found a home in his second to last year in junior hockey. He has one more year to play. We're going to talk to Tynan about his season thus far, as well as some aspirations for the upcoming month of March and moving into playoffs. We'll also go back into the Wayback Machine and talk about that infamous run in Penticton a couple years back. So on the ice tonight welcomes Mr. Tynan Ewart of the North Battleford Best North Stars. Tynan, I want to thank you very much for postponing the haircut. Really appreciate the time. Is this going to be the playoff flow, or is this something that is there something going on with the hair? Because I'm a little bit jealous.
I don't know. I guess I move away from my rod and don't have him harping on me to cut my hair, so I can let it grow out a bit.
There you go. I must say it looks absolutely gorgeous. If you didn't have to wear a helmet for opening skate, I'm pretty sure you'd be flying down the left wing, flow, a little bit of snow, enjoying life in Battleford. How was it that you found a home with the North Stars this year after a bit of time away and time back home in Duncan?
Well, I've been talking to him a bit, playing in Pilot Mountain because we were always in Saskatchewan, and closer to the season, I was looking to a place to play and just gave him a call, came out to camp, and had a few good games, I guess, and made the team.
How was that first couple of games for you this year after being off the ice competitively?
It was a bit hard, I guess, to get into it again, but I've been looking forward to it. It's quite a big break from the games and the actual intensity of real competition against other players. So it was nice to get back into that.
Talk about the recharge. Did it feel good not only just to get back on the ice, but did you feel a sense of a refreshment, saying how much you loved this game and how much you were ready to get back at it?
Yeah, definitely. It was pretty tough to just practice for almost a year. It was, and it's definitely nice to get back into it.
Was it interesting? Was it nice to have teammates with you and being more in a competitive team scenario as opposed to just, like you said, practice?
Yeah, hanging around with the guys is always a fun part of being on a hockey team. So just times in the locker room or out when we're going out in the town or anything, it's definitely nice to have that back.
How is Battleford? I mean, it's not you can't compare it to Pilot Mound because you compare it more like Duncan. And what are some similarities you like about the town, and what is it like about the community aspect supporting Saskatchewan junior hockey back in the town?
It's pretty similar, yeah, the size and kind of what the town is like. But I think we have a really good fan base behind our team, and it's really awesome. Now with the restrictions lifted, we've been getting pretty good crowds, and just adds extra energy to our games.
How important is it to have the fans in the stands? That energy is one, but just the fact that you just see the appreciation and what you do for the community has to matter a lot now that we've had almost a year and a half break from seeing junior hockey.
Yeah, for sure. The fans are great, and I mean they can win you games too. They help a lot more than people may think.
Tynan, talk to me about your game, some of the highlights thus far. I mean, a full season, like I believe it's 53 games in right now. You got 3 left in the regular season. Talk to me a little bit about some of the ebbs and flows of this season, and you personally and for the team.
Uh, Obviously, scoring my first goal at the showcase. I was lucky to get it pretty early into the year, so that was nice. And we've came back and won quite a few games in the last few minutes of the game, which is pretty special. You know, you only get to do that once or twice in a year, but I think we've done it 4 or 5 times already. So it's that's always nice.
Pretty well balanced team. Currently sitting in or looking to get into that third position. How do you approach your coach? You call him Coach Braden, Coach K. What do you stop? Just coach,
Braden, or Sambo is his nickname. So
right? What's it like working and having Sambo behind the bench? What have you been able to learn from him in your first year with the North Stars?
it's been awesome. He's a great coach. He's a winning coach for sure. He's had a lot of success, and you know, he just expects us to work hard, and I think that's really gotten us a long way this year. So that's something I've definitely learned from him.
Titan, we're going to put on a little bit of LBs this year, being in the SJ. I mean, you're listed at 161. You think that's a bit light, or are you a little bit heavier now with the gear on?
Yeah. Oh, I'm up to 180 now. So
There we
I'm
go. That's a lot healthier. Are you able to push some boys around in the SJ? I mean, you just turned 20. Happy birthday. Uh,
thank you.
Talk to me about what it's like to play on the ice. Was it a little bit faster? Was it harder to get used to? Or did you fit right in?
It definitely took a bit of time to get used to it. It's a lot more physical, a lot tougher and faster, but you know, you get a few games under your belt and start to get some confidence, and I felt pretty good.
Absolutely. How's it been working on the D? Have you been working with several different partners, one in particular? How has that work been with the top 60?
Uh, I've played most with one partner. He's been out for a bit now, and we've had a few APs in and stuff, but they've all been pretty solid, and it's been good so far.
When you have those APs coming in, Tynan, do you offer them any advice or suggestions or coach them along the way so they can feel comfortable? Because it could be a little bit anxious, a little bit of nervousness for them making this step into junior hockey for the first or second time in their career.
Yeah, I try and be a leader, a bit of a mentor to them. Just you know, try and communicate with them a lot on the ice and talk to them a bit before the game and just help them out.
How did it feel? You mentioned you scoring your first goal fairly early in the showcase this year. How good did it feel? And more importantly, how much of that offensive game has really improved this year? Because I know you've been a really good stay-at-home D-man, but your puck movement has been superb since I've watched you play as a young kid with the Buffalo.
It felt good to get it early. You know, you don't want any stress building up, I guess. So that was nice. And yeah, I've been trying to join the rush a bit more, skate with the puck, and it seemed to be working out so far. So
So far, so good. No injuries, really. We've been pretty healthy most of the year, too, right?
yeah.
Knock on wood. Let's keep it that way. We got 3 games left in the playoffs. Let's take a quick break. Tynan will come back. We'll talk about the jump up from the herd as well as the rest of the season looking forward. Stay with us here on the ice. Welcome to Pilot Mountain Hockey Academy, your world-class academic and hockey training facility created to maximize each student's athletic and academic potential. Blackjack Stewart Arena, home of the Buffalo, is inside the 46,000 square foot complex, as well as a curling rink and other facilities. The students have a unique combination of successful, well-rounded education at Pilot Mountain Collegiate Institute and the professional hockey training in an encouraging community. The years of experience of on-ice coaching propel our students to the next level, both mentally and physically, in a professional environment. Tynan Ewart joining us here from Battleford and the North Stars in the SJHL. Tynan, those pictures, they look kind of familiar. Do you remember those places?
Yeah, for sure.
Which one did you like more, the PMCI or the Blackjack Stewart Arena? I think this is a pretty easy question.
Definitely the arena, 100%.
Definitely the rink. Do you have your own dressing room, and is it similar to the one you would have had in Pilot Mountain?
Yeah, it actually is pretty similar shape and size, so that was nice.
Still have the same rules, no stepping over the emblem?
Yeah, always.
Always. Is there like I know it's the unspoken rule. What's the penalty? Can I ask that question?
There's a team fine normally for doing stuff like that or any other rules that the team has.
Team fine. Okay, cool. Got that. Traveling across Canada into the United States with the Buffalo a couple years back. Not as much travel this year, Tynan, but the bus life, is it did it prepare you for the bus trips and the road trips you've had this year?
Yeah, definitely. I think just even we had even more travel in Manitoba, so I was used to the buses. I was kind of used to getting my legs back under me, and that definitely helped out a bit.
How difficult is it for a player now to get off the bus, basically have a couple of hours before game time to get rid of those bus legs and really make sure you're not flat-footed?
It can be a bit tough. Yeah, you gotta make sure you have a good warm up off ice, and then try and get your feet moving on the ice too.
Do you have a certain routine that you follow after a little bit of a road trip?
Yeah, when we get back, I normally like to just focus on the recovery, maybe a ice bath, get some stretching in, just try and get prepared for the next games.
What's the maximum time you can spend in an ice bath? Mine's about 3 minutes. I can't go much longer
Uh,
than that.
I think I'm up to like 15 now, 10
Oh
to
wow,
15 normally.
that's all right. You can handle that.
Yeah,
Does it feel good getting out of there? I mean, I always got a little bit of a shiver, but
yeah, it feels really good. Legs feel brand new, pretty much.
do you take a magazine in there? Do you listen to some music while you're in the ice bath?
Yeah, music or just on my phone, I guess. Something to
There you
pass
go.
the time.
Absolutely cool. We talked about a little about you don't have much. You're not taking any classes, are you, Tynan, right now?
I'm taking a math course.
So how is I mean only one course compared to a full high school docket? A little bit different speed for you.
Yeah, it's a lot nicer. I have a lot more time to, enjoy other things and still have time to get that done.
So we got the math going on. We got practice. We got games. What other things are you doing within the community to keep yourself busy? What kind of hobbies have you been picking up this past year, Tynan?
Uh, at the start of the year, we went golfing quite a bit. We go to the pool once in a while, steam room, just relax. Or we're always doing stuff in the community too, volunteering. So there's always lots to do, keep us busy.
Are there a lot of community people and the businesses getting to recognize who Tynan Ewart is, and the redheads got to give it away, right?
Yeah, I think that definitely helps.
The films. Good on you. Let's switch topic just a little bit. Let's fast forward to today. We're into the middle of March almost. 3 games remaining. What are the goals for you the next 3 games to really, obviously make a good push into playoffs, but make sure all cylinders, all skates are flying high.
Yeah, these are really big games for us. If we're trying to get into third place, so they're all important at this time of the year and moving forward. And we just got to use these 3 games to sharpen up our systems and be ready for the playoffs.
What has Sambo been trying to improve here the last couple of weeks so that we are playoff ready?
Just some simple things, getting pucks to the net. Nothing too crazy. We've had a good year so far, and we're just trying to build off it and get better every game.
So looking at the playoff structure right now, if we finish in third competition wise, who do we match up against well? Who are we kind of hoping to see in that first round in playoffs?
Uh, I think right now we'd be playing Yorkton if we finish third. Uh, it's we haven't had the best record against them during the year, but it doesn't really matter. Playoffs are it's definitely different. The intensity's up. We're hoping to get a bigger crowd, so it doesn't really matter who we play. We'll just be ready to play anyone.
Gotcha. Let's quickly touch on the topic of let's take the Wayback Machine. We're going to fast forward here, but we're going to take the Wayback Machine to 2 years ago. It was this time that your team in Pilot Mound was one of the last teams in Western Canada to play for a championship. Do you recall how special those games were after losing the first game to Edge and then avenging that in the championship game? You didn't play much in the last game because of injury, but talk to me about that week and how different it is compared to other away weeks when you play in the CSSHL.
It was a really special week for sure. Obviously, when you can beat a team that you lost to earlier in the week and for the championship, it makes it a lot nicer. Um, I think that's a week I'll always remember. You know, you don't get to win very many championships in your life, so it's definitely a special moment for me in my hockey career.
No doubt. Especially being, championship, then finding out that hockey is basically shut down. It's got to be pretty special. Something you'll always remember, of course. What about the attitude and the atmosphere around the game? Sure, there's a little more fans in the stands, but just having all the players from all the different divisions in one area, does it feel like there's a different kind of a buzz to playoff hockey when it finally comes around?
Yeah, it does. You know, you're seeing people in the hotels, and there's a lot more people around the rink. It's a lot more chaotic, but it's all pretty cool. You know, it's not something that everyone gets to experience, so it's definitely something I enjoyed.
What about the importance of maintaining and keeping those goals intact? I mean, you obviously have to have small goals personally. How well do they match up with your team goals, and how do you kind of keep them in perspective?
Uh, you know, set goals. You set long term and short term goals, but I think it's important to just try and focus on the next game. You don't want to get thinking too far in ahead and worry about that stuff. You just got to worry about the next day and yeah.
Are you one of these people, Tynan, that's able to take a bad play and just shrug it off, water on a duck's back, so to speak, and just make sure the next play is not going to do the same?
Uh, yeah, I think I've been getting better in that as I've matured and grown up, which is definitely something that's good for my game.
How does the rest of the team help in making sure that you may know you're making a mistake, but they're able to help you through it and work together? How important is to have those team goals in place so that we're all moving to that ultimate goal of hoisting a championship?
Yeah, we have a positive team. You know, there's never really any arguing or bickering on the bench, and we're all there to support each other, and we all have one main goal, and that's just what we're working towards.
Tynan, of all the teams you've played this year in the SJ, who's your favorite team to play against?
Um, I'd say Humboldt or Notre Dame. We kind of have a bit of a rivalry with Humboldt, and I got a few buddies on Humboldt and Notre Dame, so those are always kind of fun games to play in.
Do you keep in touch with them before the game and you like give a quick text saying, "Hey, looking forward to this weekend"?
Yeah, maybe once in a while.
Maybe once in a while. You're so humble and nonchalant about it, Tiny. You're not really one of these people that stirs the pot and causes some trouble, eh?
No, not really.
No, not really, not at all. I like that. He's still humble, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Tynan Ewart. A couple more questions before I let you go, Tynan. When you talk about team goals, what are we looking forward to, and what are we striving for come playoff time?
Um, just obviously to win our series. You know, with Estevan hosting, we gotta try and win two series and then play them in the finals. And yeah,
Esteban's got a pretty strong team this year, as does Humboldt. Uh, Anybody can win when it comes to playoffs, though.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's definitely a different game. I'm sure it'll be faster, much more physical. You know, probably even more fans in the stands. So you just got to get hot at the right time and kind of roll with it.
Do you believe in a hot goaltender, or do you believe in a hotter offense? Which one wins you a playoff game?
Uh, I think both. You know, everyone's got to step up and play their role, and that's how you win a championship. Is you need everyone going.
You say the word step up and play your role. Is it you're not looking for playing outside your role, but playing your role to the best of your ability, right? And making sure that you're doing everything you need to do to check the boxes.
Yeah, yeah.
How is it, when you try to stretch it out, does it feel awkward when you feel like you're doing something too much, or you're pretty well, lassoed into getting what you need to get done?
Uh, yeah. If you're trying to do too much, it always it's not going to go very well for you. So you just gotta focus on what you're good at and try and do that to the best of your ability.
Was it hard? Or no, it was hard. That's the wrong question. your number on the back of the jersey. Any competition for it? Did you have to fight someone for it this year?
No, I didn't, so I was lucky to get that number. I've had it for a while now.
I was going to say it's the same number you had in Pilot Mount, correct?
Yeah.
A little bit of naturalness. Why did we pick that number?
It goes back to like novice hockey. I think we were out. We were in Vancouver. We were watching the Predators practice before they played, and I got a Dan Ham used his stick. He's my favorite player back then, and started wearing two, and I've wore it every year I could since then.
Have you changed who your favorite player is? Obviously, because Dan's no longer in the league, but who do you like to watch and emulate your game, or what do you like about their game so much? Tynan, I got you there still? I think we froze up with Tynan. We will see if he comes back here in a minute. But if not, Tynan has, like you said, like we've mentioned, he has 3 games left in the regular season before the playoffs start. Estevan will be hosting the championship this year. For the SJ, it should be a great title run for whoever comes out of there in the finals. We want to wish the Battleford North Stars success and luck in the upcoming week. Again, thank you for watching, everybody. Make sure you check us out on all our media streams that are available, as well as on Roku and ASTV. We should have some great action upcoming this month as some seasons commence and some seasons see restrictions being lifted. I want to thank Tynan for taking the time today for joining me on the ice. Thank to all our sponsors as well, Doak Spoke Fuels, Case Financial Group, Toby Hockey, and of course, Pilot Mountain Hockey Academy. We'll be back next week when we finally get to see the rest of these restrictions lifted. Tynan, we got you back there.
Yeah.
Right on. I was just about to say goodbye. I want to thank you very much for joining me. Like I said, what does the future hold for you, Tynan? What do we look forward to? I mean, you just had your 20th birthday, but we have one more year of eligibility with Battleford. Do you look that far ahead, or we have to look at playoffs first?
I guess a little bit far ahead, but I definitely like to be back in Battleford next year. So I think we're gonna have a good team, but of course we're just focusing on playoffs right now and trying to get that job finished.
Do you see yourself coaching hockey? Do you see yourself stuck in or enjoying hockey after your playing career, or what are you looking forward to doing after your career on the ice is over?
I definitely want to stay a part of the game somehow, whether that's probably coaching or, I always want to be playing too, even if it's just senior hockey one day way down in the road. It's definitely going to be a part of my life for a long time.
That's awesome. Quick shout out to any family or friends you'd like to do tonight?
It's just my parents, I guess.
Got to thank Mom.
Yeah.
She's the glue to the whole thing, isn't she?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You get to get home after the break, after the season. Mom and Dad sitting down with you. What's the family dinner going to be? What's the one you're going to request?
Hopefully some seafood, some crab, some shrimp, maybe something I don't get much out here.
Certainly is something when you're on the coast, it's a little more available. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely.
Tynan, I want to thank you very much again. Have a great rest of the week and good luck in the final several games of the regular season. And we look forward to seeing your playoff run with the North Stars.
Thank you.
Take care, bud.
Yeah, thanks.
And that was Tynan Ewart. We're going to say goodnight. Thank you very much for joining us, bringing more goodness to the greatness here on ASTV. Check out On the Ice Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6:30, like I've said. And yeah, have a great rest of the week. Enjoy the weather. It's finally getting nice out there. And take care of yourselves. Take care of your friends and your neighbors. Bye-bye for now.